Hey there, my name is Miracle Charles Ibumbu and I'm going to be your geography tutor. So, this tutorial is aimed at summarizing geography for easy understanding. So, let's get right into it. Firstly, we're going to look at the meaning of geography, the definition of what geography actually is. So, geography is a scientific study of the Earth's surface and its various physical human features. It encompasses the examination of landscapes, environments, places, and spaces, along with the relationships and interactions between human beings and their environment. And firstly, you might ask, what really is geography? It's actually a Greek word which has two meanings joined into one. So, geo is a Greek word which stands for earth, and then graphia, which stands for description. So, when you put geography, it means the description of the earth and its characteristics. So, in essence, geography is basically about studying the earth, its internal structure, its external structure, and its relationship between the living creatures living on the planet, which in this case we will start with human beings. So, the interaction between humans and the earth itself. So, we'll look at the scope of geography. So, the scope of geography is vast and multidisciplinary. So it covers a whole lot of natural and social sciences that actually exist are studied in several levels of education in the world right now. So it is broadly divided into two main branches. And the first branch is termed as physical geography. And the second branch is actually termed as human geography, which comes with a lot of specialized fields or subfields, as the case may be. So first off, let's look at the physical geography. So physical geography focuses on natural environments, which includes the study of geomorphology, which is the study of landforms and the process that shapes them. We also have the climatology, which is responsible or a particular subfield for examination of climate patterns and their effects on the earth. And we also have the hydrology, which is the study of water bodies, their distribution, their movement, and also their sources. So we also have the biogeography, which is the analysis of the distribution of species and ecosystem in geographic space. So in this case, biogeography actually looks at the biodiversity on planet Earth. So we also have the environmental geography, which focuses on human impact on natural environments and how to manage natural sustainability on the planet Earth. So you might be asking, why are all these fields actually necessary? There is need for people to study these things because if you look at the Earth, there are so many things that happen that at some point there were so many myths about it. Take, for example, being able to predict the weather, where you're able to know, okay, it's going to rain tomorrow. So I need to wear warm clothes or carry an umbrella. We don't have, let's say, climatologists which examine the climatic patterns. It will be difficult to actually predict the weather. So airplanes do not know when to actually take flight because there will be no prediction or forecast, which will end up with a whole lot of plane crashes. But in this case, it prevents all of that when we have all these studies. They help and they aid in different aspects of life. So next topic we're going to look at is the human geography. So what is human geography? Human geography examines the relationship between people and their environment, which in this case, it's poised towards emphasizing on the spatial aspect of human existence. So how humans exist, why humans exist, and how they relate with their environment specifically. So we'll look at things that have to do with human geography, such as cultural geography, which is a subset of the human geography, which is a study of cultural products, norms, and landscapes. We also have the economic geography, which is responsible for analysis of economic activities and their spatial distribution. So we also have the urban geography, the popular geography, or in this case, most people, it's the actual word for calling that is population geography. We also have the political geography and social geography. And each of these are aspects or subsets of human geography. So next topic we're going to look at is the geospatial technologies. So geography also heavily relies on advanced technologies for data collection and analysis and visualization, which in this case is used for actually improving the study and dependence on this particular study, like let's say aviation and things like that. So geographic information system, which is a system designed to capture, store, manipulate, and analyze data, and in most cases manage and present spatial or geographic data, which in this case can be reused, can be kept and then reused for certain other purposes in future. Also, we also have the remote sensing, which is the acquisition of information about an object or a phenomenon in a remote location without physically being there to actually do this. This can be done with use of things like satellites and other remote sensing technologies that may exist. So we also have the cartography, which is the art of making maps. Next, we have the regional geography. So what is regional geography, you might ask? Regional geography is specific to the study of regions of the world to understand their unique characteristics, such as the physical features, the cultures, the economies, and also the political system in that particular geographical region. We also have the environmental geography. So the environmental geography integrates physical and human geography to explore the interactions between humans and the natural world, often with their environment, and also in this case focusing on the environmental issues and the sustainability ratio to these issues. So we talked about geography being interdisciplinary in nature. So let's look at it in this particular aspect. So geology, in this case, is the study of the Earth's physical structure and substances. We also have the sociology, which is the study of social behavior and society. We have the economics, in this case, which is the study of production and distribution and consumption of goods, which all of these particular things, including things like political science, which is a study of political processes and government structures, and also anthropology, which is the study of humans and human behavior. All of these particular disciplines, they still have something in common with geography, because here, this is where geography is able to study the human's relations with its environment, with fellow humans at the same time, because geography is not just about humans and the planet itself. It's also about humans and other humans as well. So we also have the applications of geography. So geography is applicable to urban and regional planning, where planning a particular state or a particular environment or a particular rural, or in this case, basically urban, is supposed to be designed so as to make things, or the interactions between the humans that are going to be living in that environment with, to be able to coexist with the environment with the existing. So we also have the environmental management, disaster management in cases where there are disasters, so as to plan a suitable way of mitigating the issues that may come with disasters, also minimizing fatality in this case. So we also have the transportation planning. There is the public health, which is where we analyze the special patterns of disease, healthcare. There's also market research. So also we're going to look at the aspect of understanding the physical world. So geography aids in understanding natural processes like the weather, the climate, earthquake, for predicting and also for mitigation of certain issues. So it also offers insight into environmental system for conservation and also sustainable management of the environment, or the coexistence between humans and their environment. Next, we're also going to look at the spatial awareness and analysis. So first of all, it's actually urban planning. That's the first thing here. So urban planning, which is responsible for how humans actually plan to structure their physical environments in relation to how they choose to coexist with it. So in this case, regional planning, helping to design cities, regions, and also we also have disaster management, which plays a vital role in preparedness to check, or in this case, to actually put in a situation where they check or prepare for disasters that can actually happen, so as to reduce fatality that can be of results from this particular kind of problems. So we also have the cultural understanding and social dynamics. So cultural insight, in this case, in geography, fosters an understanding of cultural diversity, human behavior, and social dynamics by examining how cultures and societies develop and interact with their environment. So we also have the population studies, which it helps to provide valuable data on population distribution, which in this case can be based on sex, could be based on gender, could also be based on the race or ethnicity. Next, we're going to look at is the economic development. So economic geography, in this case, analyzes the spatial distribution of economic activities, trade, and resources, helping businesses and governments make informed decisions and investments or infrastructural investments. Also, it could also be economic policies. So we also have the global trade. So it offers the insight into global trade patterns, transportation networks, market accessibility, and which in this case are crucial for optimizing supply chains and when it has to do with international commerce. There we also have the political strategic planning. So geopolitics in this case is a fundamental kind of geographical study which is poised towards understanding geopolitical dynamics, territorial disputes, which in this case an example is, let's say we're looking at Nigeria and Chad, claiming that, okay, or in this case, we could use a simple example that has been in the past between Nigeria and Cameroon, struggling the border where Bakassi Peninsula is, claiming that their boundary is actually here, which this other country on this other side is saying their boundary starts from this particular part. So things like this need to be understood because in most cases, whoever is going to be sent by the government to go and, in most cases, to bring diplomacy between the two countries has to understand these things. You can't just go and, let's say in this case, say, oh, my country starts from here. It's either you take it or you leave it. There has to be some negotiations, understanding how their own culture feels like before you actually try to impose anything on them. So we also look at the boundary and territorial management, which is still related to what I just finished saying, where boundaries in this case are the demarcations and management of political boundaries, because they could be geographical boundaries and they could also be political boundaries. Political boundaries are actually different from the physical geographical boundaries and sometimes can be very vague and difficult to understand. So we'll also look at the other topic, educational value. So critical thinking. Studying geography enhances critical thinking and analytical skills by encouraging the examination of complex relationships and patterns. So interdisciplinary learning, in this case, it integrates knowledge from various disciplines, promoting a holistic and interdisciplinary approach to understanding global issues and how to resolve these issues, because you need to understand these issues first before you attempt to actually resolve these issues. Next, we're going to look at the global awareness and citizenship. So under global awareness and prepared citizenship, we're looking at a global perspective. So geography nurtures a global perspective, helping individuals to appreciate the interconnectedness of the world and the interdependence of its regions and the cultures that exist in that particular geographical location. Next is the sustainable development. So it underscores the importance of sustainable development, encouraging responsible stewardship of the Earth's resources, and also a commitment to addressing global challenges such as the climate change that is actually happening currently, and also the biodiversity loss, where we have species of certain animals that end up becoming extinct in the sense that we don't find them anymore. They now sound like myth or sound like fairy tale because we start hearing of the fact that dinosaurs, for example, actually existed. But right now, we're not seeing living dinosaurs moving all about. And most of the reasons why most of these creatures die is based on human activities, climate change, and some few external factors that come in. Hence the importance of geography. So we're also going to look at the professional careers that geography can offer to people. So first of all, we're going to look at the urban and regional planning. So the urban and regional planners, what they do is to design, develop urban areas and focus on land use, infrastructure, zoning, and all those kinds of things that are related to planning a particular environment. Also, you can also have the regional planners that help to develop a larger geographical area. Geographical information systems. In this case, you can have a geographical information analyst, which is responsible for using softwares to collect, analyze, and interpret data from various applications such as urban planning and environmental management. We also have the GIS. When I say GIS, I'm talking about Geographical Information System Developer. So in this case, when I say GIS, that's Geographical Information. So the rest of the name just adds. So GIS developers develop and maintain GIS applications and tools. We also have the GIS specialists that manage the databases that this information that is collected is stored. We also have the environmental management conservation, where we have the environment consultant, which is their sole responsibility is to advise organizations on environmental regulations, sustainability practices, and impact of assessments on things that they're actually doing. We also have the conservation officer, which works with government agencies and non-profits to protect nature's resources and wildlife, even the biodiversity that actually exists. We have the environmental scientists that conduct research and field study to actually promote and mitigate the environmental issues. We have the cartographers. The cartographers design and reduce maps for various purposes using both traditional methods and digital tools, where we also have the remote sensing specialists, which use specialized tools such as satellites and other remote sensing technology to actually go about their duties, which we also have the geospatial data analyst, which interprets geospatial data and provides insights and helps with decision making. So lastly, we also have the transportation and logistics. Now, the transportation and logistics planner develops transportation systems and infrastructures, which help to focus on improving mobility and efficiency and also sustainability in relation to the environment and the humans that exist in that particular geographical location. We also have the logistics manager that helps to plan and coordinate the movement of goods and services between one place to the other, helping to actually optimize the supply chain. So, in summary, we've talked about meaning and scope of geography. We've talked about the scope of geography, which in this case is the physical and human geography, as well as the geospatial technologies and environmental geography. We've also looked at the professional careers that geography can offer to people, which is an example is the urban and regional geography planners. We also have the geographic information systems specialists, which could be of any sort. And we also have the environmental management and conservation in this case. So we also have the remote sensing. Thanks for listening.